It's 8:20 a.m. on Halloween, a day steeped in symbolism, and as the veil between worlds thins, my mind wanders to the hidden patterns woven into the fabric of reality. As my patients sleep, their breaths a gentle rhythm in the quiet room, I contemplate the profound numerical architecture that shapes our existence. Today, I'm captivated by numerology, not as mere superstition, but as the mathematical language through which the universe communicates its deepest secrets, patterns that echo through sacred texts, ancient monuments, the human body, psychological theories, music, and even the very structure of our planet. The Bible, a text revered by billions worldwide, contains numerical patterns of such statistical improbability that mathematicians continue to debate their significance. Number 3. This number represents divine perfection and the Trinity throughout Scripture. The Holy Trinity itself, Matthew 28:19, establishes this pattern, which repeats in Noah's Ark's precise dimensions: length, 300 cubits, height, 30 cubits, Genesis 6:14-16. Jonah's 3 days and nights in the great fish, Jonah 1:17, prefigured Christ's time in the tomb with mathematical precision. This triadic structure transcends Christianity, appearing in the three fates of Greek mythology, Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos, who spin, measure, and cut the thread of life. Hamilton's analysis reveals how this triadic pattern repeats across Indo-European mythological systems with remarkable consistency, suggesting either cultural transmission or independent recognition of a fundamental cosmic pattern. Number 7. Perhaps the most sacred number across traditions, 7 represents completion and divine perfection. God's rest on the seventh day, Genesis 2:2, established a temporal pattern that has shaped human civilization for millennia. This sevenfold structure extends to Jesus' teaching on forgiveness in Matthew 18:21-22, where he advises forgiving 77 times, 7x11, mathematically encoding the principle of complete forgiveness. The Book of Revelation presents a mathematical symphony centered on 7: 7 churches, 7 seals, 7 trumpets, 7 bowls, 7 thunders, a deliberate numerical structure that scholars suggest represents the complete unfolding of divine purpose. This pattern crosses religious boundaries. The Quran in Surah Al-Mulk 67:3 describes 7 heavens in perfect layers. The statistical recurrence of 7 across unrelated religious traditions raises profound questions about whether this represents cultural transmission or recognition of an inherent cosmic pattern. Number 8. While less prominent than 7, the number 8 carries special significance as the symbol of abundance and new beginnings. Psalm 118:8. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man, stands as the mathematical center of the Bible, the 8th verse of the 118th Psalm. Some scholars note that 8 represents circumcision on the 8th day, Leviticus 12:3, symbolizing covenant and new creation. In Chinese numerology, 8, ba, is considered supremely fortunate because it sounds similar to fei, fa, meaning wealth or prosperity. This phonetic connection has concrete economic implications: phone numbers and addresses containing 8 command premium prices in Chinese markets, a phenomenon documented in multiple economic studies. Number 12. This number represents perfect governmental foundation throughout Scripture. The 12 tribes of Israel, Genesis 49:28, established a governmental pattern that repeats in the 12 apostles, Matthew 10:1-4, 12 foundations of the New Jerusalem, Revelation 21:14, and the tabernacle's structural elements, 12 loaves of showbread, Leviticus 24:5-6, 12 pillars for the court, Exodus 27:10-15, and 12 stones on the high priest's breastplate, Exodus 28:21. This duodecimal system extends beyond Scripture. Nigel Pennick's comprehensive analysis in Sacred Geometry, 1994, demonstrates how European cathedral architecture deliberately incorporated the number 12 as a reflection of cosmic harmony. The 12 knights of the Round Table in Arthurian legend and the 12 Olympian gods further suggest a cross-cultural recognition of 12 as representing cosmic completeness. Number 144,000. This mathematically precise figure appears in Revelation 7:4, describing the servants of God sealed from the 12 tribes, 12x12x1000. G.K. Beale's exhaustive 1999 commentary presents compelling evidence for understanding this as symbolic mathematics rather than literal enumeration. The equation 122x1000 combines perfect governmental order, 122, with vast magnitude, 1000, mathematically expressing the concept of all God's people under perfect divine governance. Number 72. In Kabbalistic tradition, 72 divine names hold particular power. These names derive from 3 consecutive verses in Exodus 14:19-21, each containing exactly 72 letters. When arranged in specific mathematical patterns, they form the 72 names of God. Aryeh Kaplan's authoritative work on the Sefer Yetzirah explains that these 72 names correspond to 72 angelic forces governing different aspects of creation. This system influenced Renaissance mysticism and magical traditions throughout Europe, as documented in Francis Yates' seminal historical analysis of Renaissance Hermeticism. Number 108. This number holds profound significance across Eastern traditions with remarkable mathematical precision. In Hindu cosmology, 108 connects astronomical observation with spiritual practice. The distance between Earth and Sun is approximately 108 times the Sun's diameter, and the distance between Earth and Moon is approximately 108 times the Moon's diameter. This astronomical ratio is encoded in practice through japa malas, with 108 beads, and the 108 Upanishads of Hindu philosophy. Mallinson and Singleton's comprehensive 2017 analysis traces this number through historical yoga texts, demonstrating how 108 sun salutations mark seasonal transitions, mathematically linking physical practice with cosmic cycles. Number 7. Our bodies contain 7 major chakras aligned with the spinal column, each corresponding to specific endocrine glands. Anodia Judith's Wheels of Life, 2004, meticulously documents these correspondences, noting how modern endocrinology has identified 7 major endocrine glands that align with traditional chakra locations: gonads, root chakra, adrenals, sacral chakra, pancreas, solar plexus, thymus, heart chakra, thyroid, throat chakra, pituitary, third eye, and pineal, crown chakra. Interestingly, embryonic development follows a 7-stage process from zygote to fetus, a biological pattern recognized in both modern developmental biology and ancient medical systems. Number 12. The human body contains precisely 12 pairs of cranial nerves, 12 thoracic vertebrae, and 12 pairs of ribs in most individuals. These 12 cranial nerve pairs control everything from eye movement to digestion, creating a duodecimal system within neuroanatomy. Traditional Chinese medicine identified 12 primary meridians through which qi, vital energy, flows, a system that developed alongside astronomical observations of the 12 months and 12 zodiacal divisions. Flaw's 1999 historical analysis demonstrates how this 12-meridian system evolved alongside Chinese astronomical observations, suggesting a perceived mathematical harmony between cosmic and bodily systems. Number 33. The human spine typically contains exactly 33 vertebrae at birth, some fuse later in development, a number with profound cross-cultural significance. In Kundalini Yoga, these 33 vertebrae form the pathway through which spiritual energy rises. The age 33, traditionally cited as Christ's age at crucifixion, appears repeatedly in spiritual traditions as marking the completion of spiritual transformation. Campbell's landmark comparative analysis identifies 33 as a recurring number in hero journeys across cultures, often marking the age of maximum spiritual potency, a pattern so statistically consistent that it suggests either cultural transmission or independent recognition of a developmental archetype. Ayurveda. This ancient medical system encoded numerical wisdom in its practices. The recommendation to chew food 32 times corresponds exactly to the 32 teeth in the human mouth. Vasant Lad's authoritative text explains how Ayurveda recognizes precisely 3 doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, that combine in exactly 10 different patterns, 32 plus 1, creating a mathematical model of human constitutional types. Modern research in chronobiology has confirmed Ayurvedic observations about 4-hour cycles in human biorhythms. Pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Giza represents perhaps history's most impressive mathematical document encoded in stone. Peter Lemesurier's comprehensive analysis demonstrates how the pyramid's measurements encode Earth's polar radius, accurate to 0.1%. The golden ratio, phi, in its dimensions. The value of pi embedded in its proportions. A precise scale model of the Northern Hemisphere, 1/43,200. These measurements require advanced mathematical knowledge, raising profound questions about ancient computational capabilities. The pyramid's sides align with cardinal directions with an accuracy of 0.05 degrees, a precision difficult to achieve even with modern instruments. Number 8. The octave represents the first and most fundamental musical interval with a precise 2:1 frequency ratio. When a string vibrates at twice the frequency of another, we perceive the same note 1 octave higher, a mathematical relationship our brains recognize instantly. The diatonic scale, foundation of Western music, contains 7 notes with the 8th returning to the beginning at double the frequency. A mathematical cycle encoded in musical structure. Pythagorean harmonics. Pythagoras discovered that pleasant musical intervals correspond to simple whole number ratios. Octave, 2:1 frequency ratio. Perfect fifth, 3:2 ratio. Perfect fourth, 4:3 ratio. Kenneth Sylvan Guthrie's definitive collection of Pythagorean writings documents how this discovery led Pythagoras to his concept of the music of the spheres. The idea that celestial bodies move according to mathematical equations, producing cosmic harmony. Modern astronomical observations have confirmed that planetary orbital relationships often approximate these same musical ratios. As I sit here on Halloween morning, watching my patients sleep peacefully, I'm struck by how numbers aren't merely human inventions or abstract concepts. They appear to be the very language through which the universe expresses its deepest patterns. From the microscopic spirals of DNA following the Fibonacci sequence to the macroscopic dance of galaxies, from ancient religious texts to modern physics equations, the same numerical patterns emerge repeatedly with statistical improbability that defies mere coincidence. Perhaps this is why humans across cultures and throughout history have been drawn to numerical patterns, not as superstition, but as an intuitive recognition of the mathematical architecture underlying creation itself. The world truly does whisper in numbers, and on days like today, when the boundary between worlds thins, those whispers become just a little easier to hear.